live? This is a live show that... Oh, hey. Welcome to Mash on This, Mashable's daily culture and entertainment show that gives you tomorrow's biggest news stories today, sponsored by Ally's hardest working dollar. I'm your host, a lice-ridden Tim Russert, also known as Dory Greenberg. On Mash on This, we give you a quick rundown of what we think is the best the internet has to offer. So be sure to tell us what you think in the comments, and we'll get to it at the end of the show. Now, let's get into it, shall we? One of the weirdest places you could ever imagine seeing Donald Trump would be in front of a sea of nature-loving, knot-tying, fire-starting young boys. And yet there he was yesterday, giving a speech at the 2017 National Boy Scout Jamboree in West Virginia. He started out his speech by saying this.
You want to achieve your dreams? I said, who the hell wants to speak about politics when I'm in front of the Boy Scouts, right?
Well, he did a weird thing with his tongue there at the end. You got to see it. Anyway, you heard the man. He doesn't want to speak about politics while he's there with the Boy Scouts, so let's hear what he wanted to talk about instead.
You know, I go to Washington, and I see all these politicians, and I see the swamp, and it's not a good place. In fact, today I said we ought to change it from the word swamp to the word cesspool, or perhaps to the word sewer. Secretary Tom Price is also here today, Dr. Price. And hopefully he's going to get the votes tomorrow to start our path toward killing this horrible thing known as Obamacare that's really hurting us. By the way, you going to get the votes? He better get them. He better get them. Oh, he better. Otherwise, I'll say, Tom, you're fired. I'll get somebody. Fake media, fake news. Our economy is doing great. Our stock market has picked up since the election, November 8th. Do we remember that date? Was that a beautiful day? Do you remember that incredible night with the maps? And the Republicans are red, and the Democrats are blue, and that map was so red, it was unbelievable, and they didn't know what to say. And you know, we have a tremendous disadvantage in the Electoral College. Popular vote is much easier. We won Florida, we won South Carolina, we won North Carolina, we won Pennsylvania. And by the way, under the Trump administration, you'll be saying Merry Christmas again when you go shopping, believe me.
Yeah, not only did he mostly just talk about politics, but he also gave the kids a taste of real politics when he threatened to fire Tom Price on stage. So after this doozy of a speech, which understandably angered many, many parents, the Boy Scouts of America felt the need to distance themselves from the president, saying that the organization is, quote, wholly nonpartisan and does not promote any one position, product, service, political candidate, or philosophy, and that Trump's appearance is in no way an endorsement of any political party or specific policies. What do you think about this bizarre public appearance and how the Boy Scouts handled it? Let us know in the comments. Now, let's move on from politics to technology, where the special on the menu today is beef. Yesterday, Facebook overlord Mark Zuckerberg said some things about artificial intelligence. He said that people who warn of AI doomsday scenarios are pretty irresponsible. This was a thinly veiled comment about Elon Musk, who has repeatedly said that the biggest threat to humanity is AI. But Elon isn't about to sit around while some Harvard dropout tries to undermine his opinion. So he took to Twitter and fired off this little ditty, basically saying Zuck don't know squat about artificial intelligence. And ooh, can you smell the ether? This is an especially deep dig because Marky Mark has been working on his own AI product called Jarvis for some time now. So saying that his knowledge of this stuff is pretty limited is pretty harsh. You might not be a fan of either of these guys, but if you are a fan of hip-hop, you should know that sometimes beefs like these can lead to some incredible diss tracks, which therefore helps further the growth of hip-hop. So all I can say is that I hope this Musk-Zuckerberg beef elicits some sort of AI breakthrough that makes the world a better place. Right? We can dream. Yesterday, we almost had to say goodbye to a dear old friend. In an official Microsoft announcement, Microsoft Paint was on the list of products that were going to be killed for the new Windows 10 release. After 32 long years of cutting and pasting, the MS Paint we know and love would no longer be around anymore. But after the internet collectively freaked out, Microsoft published a blog post that said, amidst today's commentary, we want to say that MS Paint is here to stay. It will just have a new home soon in the Windows 10 store. Just the Windows store. Well, it will be available for free. So rejoice and erase away those digital tears, for MS Paint, not dead yet. There it is. Is that Freddie Highmore? Is that a young Freddie Highmore? Oh God, I love that guy. I don't know about you, but I have a lot of opinions about fonts. They speak a lot about the text, like this lovely font, without really saying anything at all. But recently, one poor font choice ended up saying a lot more than the font choosers bargained for. Take a look at this tote bag. The bag is supposed to say, my favorite color is glitter, but because of how the font is structured and placed on the bag, it seems to read, my favorite color is Hitler. Online-based fashion store Belichick is in hot water after their product went viral, but despite all the outrage, the brand has yet to acknowledge the design mistake and is still currently selling the tote for $12.99. The site even makes a point to say over 60 totes have already been sold, 60 of them, which not only shows that Belichick is pretty petty when it comes to numbers, but also means that 60 people have bought a bag that everybody else will read as having Hitler on it. For future tote bag designers out there, or anybody else really, learn from Belichick's mistake and take font choices very seriously. You don't want to look like a Nazi. You have better things to do. TJ Miller, the stand-up comedian most known for playing Erlich Bachman on Silicon Valley, has a new insufferable interview floating around. Once again, he bared it all, saying controversial things about other comedians and his exit from Silicon Valley. But unlike the Hollywood Reporter interview, this Vulture interview was less focused on Silicon Valley and revealed more about Miller as a person. He told the reporter for the Vulture, people need a villain, and I'm occupying that space. He also said that women primarily joke about their vaginas and were raised to not be funny. Amazingly, he even decided to paw around the man interviewing him for Vulture, David Marchese. Miller reportedly splashed water in his face during the interview and then told Marchese that he wished they were doing the interview in a bar, and when Marchese asked if he wanted to relocate, Miller told him, "You don't seem like the kind of guy who knows where bars are." I think TJ Miller is a talented guy. I've been a fan of his for a long time, but does he really think that just because he is upfront about being a villain that it's supposed to make all of these awful statements more palatable for his audience? What do y'all think about TJ Miller now? Sound off in the comments. As Uber continues to get worse and worse, Lyft, is that the combination of Lyft and Uber? Lyft gets better and better. If you're in an Uber and your driver decides it's okay for him to get a blowy while driving, surprise, Uber will only give you $10 for your traumatic and gross experience. However, if you're in a Lyft late at night, surprise, Lyft might give you tacos. What? The geniuses behind the ride-hailing app created taco mold. In select cities, you have the ability to stop at a specific Taco Bell and pay for your fourth meal through the Lyft app while you're on the way to another destination. And to top things off, when you choose to stop at a Taco Bell from your Lyft, you get a custom in-car menu and a free Doritos Locos taco. Yeah, that's right, stoners. Free Doritos Locos taco and a safe ride home. Melissa Waters, Lyft's head of marketing, said that they're simply combining two of their passengers' favorite activities, night out with friends or alone, and enjoying Taco Bell. And although Uber has Uber Eats, Lyft clearly has a firmer understanding of their customer base. Taco Mode is available in Orange County, California from July 27th to the 29th and August 3rd to the 5th between 9 p.m. and 2 a.m. and hopes to head to more markets and go nationwide in 2018. Yo quiero this gimmick mucho. Y'all remember Yo quiero Taco Bell, right? It's not just me. Am I showing my age right now? AllyHardestWorkingDollar.com. Also, yo quiero that.